Two Ole Farts. I'm LT,
And I'm NG.
and today we're just going to go over some of these updates, changes that we see here. So these are for the 30th of October, Wednesday. They've been out for a while. We've been poking around in them. Uh, you know, some of the things NJ's been able to take a look at, other things I've looked at. So just want to kind of go through it, and then we'll go and demonstrate some of these things in the game itself. The first thing and the most exciting thing is what we've been talking about all along, is the reactor implants. I should go back and just say these changes are gone live, not just on Steam, but also on the Xbox and on the PlayStations of different variants. The reactor is the most exciting thing because it's going to give us the ability to put more than one weapon on our reactor as a condition. Just going to turn the volume of the music down just a little bit. Uh, the the exciting thing about that is that the optimized condition will allow for three different weapons, and it seemed like from the gameplay that NJ was able to show me earlier today, when you swap the weapons to your primary weapon, that triggers it to be the condition. So it does have to be in the primary slot, but whatever weapon is in the primary slot, if it's one of the ones on your reactor, then it'll automatically be selected and it'll automatically give you that 60% buff. It will not just give it to you, because you have it equipped in your inventory. It has to be the one in the primary slot. And so this is what was intended. The one thing that I would say about these changes is they are very expensive. Okay, so you need 2,000 of one resource and 200 of another in order to actually implant one weapon. Okay, so that gets a bit pricey. We were doing a bit. I think it was 10 million to craft 500 of the more expensive resource. And that's so that give you two. So I mean, basically you're paying almost 5 million, or let's say 4 million gold just for one side of that, and pretty similar numbers on the other as well. So you're looking at
the other one's about 2 million for 2,000, and
yeah. So it's about 4 million per weapon that you're trying to do, in addition to the resources that you have to gather to get there. Of course, most of us have those resources in abundance. Ooh, I just zoomed too quickly. So, but it is exciting to have it, and certainly we're looking forward to being able to do this, implant these different conditions into the different reactors, and we'll show some of that later on. The other thing that's been changed is the Albion resource defense has been improved. They've reduced the number of waves from 21 to 10. And they've relocated them to make them more accessible and smoother to run. Significantly increased the common and commander monsters appearing there, so they buff the amount of experience that you're going to be getting out of that. And they've added weapon experience into that, so that you can get some of your weapons upgraded while you go through this process as well. So that's very beneficial. The number and probability of interim review stage rewards and monster drops has also been changed. I assume that's been an increase. So that's very exciting. The other thing that they did, and this is good because it was a source of confusion for a lot of people. I think most of the people in our clan had asked me questions about how to see these things, right? And so, the reactor, I'm sorry, the module settings in your weapons and in your characters, to be able to see what was going on there, you were required to go and click on the module setting tab, and then look and see what they were. And then when you wanted to drag a module up there, you had to go and click again back to the modules so that you could adjust the modules. So now what they've done is, if you hold down the Y key while you're looking at your modules, it will show you what crystallizations you have on each one of those slots. And so while you're just holding that key, and then you can just slide whatever you want up in there. It automatically will change to the required crystallization if you have it. So like if you've got, let's say, the Cerulean mod, there, then you can just drag it up and it'll automatically select the Cerulean mod. You can see it happening on the screen right now. So that's a big benefit. You don't have to change it anymore. So that made it very simple and certainly made it easier to work with. So very happy with that. You might have saw a video that I put out earlier today on YouTube talking about the daily task event. So, we were having daily task events prior to this season. So now that this season has started, we had the Freyna event instead. And so now that the Freyna event is coming to an end, they are having a daily task event again, which is pretty cool. So we're excited to see that. I did a quick video on that in detail, but certainly you can see the list of activities, and there are activities both weekly and daily. The weekly one was really nice, gave you a crystallization catalyst and a big chest full of goodies. So take a look at that video if you like. In the shops, they've changed, and they announced this earlier. They have the Twisted Worship SE body skin to replace the Twisted Worship skin. They'll give you both skins, but they did some improvements to that based on the request of some of the people in the comments. So pretty good. And they said they'll continue to try to do this, but it's difficult to change every single outfit on the whim of feedback that they're getting from the customers. But they are actively looking into changes that have been requested. So pretty exciting. When you talk about the PS5 Pro, we've heard some challenges there, with that system. So they've improved the functionality in regards to the PS5 Pro, and they'll make it the gameplay is a little smoother than before. Been graphic mode improvements and giving the PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. I'm not sure what that is. They've improved the ray tracing performance, and they're really doing everything they can to try and let those PS5 Pro users get the best use out of that device. So very good. Other content improvements: the Volga Strategic Outpost. This is really neat. The UI has now been modified to show the count on the left-hand side of the number of neutralized power units that Sharon has taken care of during an infiltration. So that's pretty cool. It'll kind of track those for you. So that could be very useful. Data collection missions. The users that participated in other missions can no longer acquire disks during data collection. So these are those. Well, you know what they are. Data collection. So if you're not in there in the mission, you can't come through there and take somebody's mission elements and drag it out longer. Data collection missions have been relocated in Echo Swamp's Derelict Covert and Hagiel's Dune Base and Fractured Monolith. Number of available disks has been increased to speed up the process with the mission, and then the acquisition flow has been changed, and deployed moving actors across have been rearranged into larger ones. So interesting to see what that means, but essentially I think it's just to help make the missions run a little smoother. Been a lot of monster guidance trajectory of guided projectiles of common commander monsters has been completely reorganized. I'm not going to go through this list, but it's basically just talking about the tracking functions of the weapons that they use. So it's been lowered or reduced in most cases. So I guess they basically felt like the bosses were OP. I'm not sure, or even the minions, I guess. Infiltration operations, no resurrection zone has been deleted from the final battle section on normal difficulty, so the players will be resurrected in place when killed. Pretty exciting. Nothing worse than sitting there on your knees while your teammates screw around and don't come back and get you. At a 400% difficulty, Echo Swamps, the chapel is modified so that Hansen monsters will appear even during the battle, so it's pretty exciting. It's keeping with making the difficulty better, and certainly we want some good in-game content. Normal difficulty level was lowered to let people take better advantage of getting through the initial gameplay. I think this is important, certainly, so that people that are just starting in the game don't need to rely on others to come in and give them a hand. I've been helping a few people through their early missions, and they struggle without some help as they get towards the end of the game. Main quest rewards, enhanced normal tier modules will be rewarded upon completion of the main quest for each field in the from Kingston to Hagios. Rewards for already completed quests will not be given retroactively. It's important to say something else here, but we'll wait till we get through the weapons and modules. They made some improvements to the weapon specifications and unique abilities of 3 of the ultimate weapons. Final masterpiece, Albion cavalry gun and the perforator. Certainly the Albion needed some help, so we'll talk about what that is. Final masterpiece, default firearm ATK has been increased. That's great. The effects applied after reloading have changed. One of these effects is given at random during the first reload, but is replaced in the following order during subsequent reloads. So exploding ecstasy, restrained dispassion, and pulsating shock. So I'm not necessarily going to read through all these, but let's just say that it's been a big buff, right? Albion cavalry gun, when hitting an enemy, a marked effect is applied to the target, and when hitting an enemy with the effect, the critical hit rate is increased and applied. Okay, this is important because the critical hit rate of this gun is garbage. So critical hit rate, critical hit damage is going to be important for it. When a critical rate hit occurs, a ricochet occurs on surrounding enemies with a ratio current to the current HP or maximum HP of the enemies hit by the ricochet, or given the stun effect. Okay, when you keep shooting continuously, you'll be giving the horseshoe effect, and your movement speed while firing and movement speed while aiming will increase. You're able to speed up. That's good. Perforator, when a critical hit occurs, the weapon point is hit, an explosive scanner is created. Explosive scanner explodes when it touches terrain or other enemies, causing damage to enemies within the exploding range and providing a detect effect. When hitting an enemy with the detect effect, weak point damage is increased and applied. So, pretty cool stuff. Modules that were only obtainable through combining modules. Farming destinations have been added to enable the farming and the content. This is exciting because I was struggling with bullet integration modules. I had 2 of them I just could not find. They weren't called that at the time, I don't think, actually. I think they renamed some of these, so that's something else they didn't really talk about. But I now have them because I went and farmed them today. But before I was combining and just could not find them. So this is bullet integration, shot focus. I've seen so many people complain about trying to get shot focus, hardline suppression, shield collector, and hyper focus. So very exciting. Modules that were only obtainable through ultra precise encrypted vault rewards. Oh, this might piss me off because I go around like hell for them. These can now also be acquired by precise encrypted vault rewards and through module synthesis. What does that mean, module synthesis? Target modules, supply tactical armor, supply firearm enhancer, and reinforce front line and concentrate fire. Module synthesis. You have to look up what that means. I'm not sure what that means. Modules that were only obtainable through hard difficulty intercept battles and combining modules. These can now be acquired by hard infiltration operation completion rewards, target modules, increased efficiency, body enhancement. I'm not going to read this list, but you get the point. All the ones that were there now be made through hard infiltration operation completion rewards. So they're trying to push you towards those hard infiltration operation completions. Not bad though. Good to see that they're dropping anyway. So if anybody knows what this means, I would really like to understand it. Module synthesis. That's not combining. What does that mean? UI in the interim review of special operations, the waiting time is modified to be shortened if all participants make different choices. So this is just once you've made your choice, once you've actually made a choice, not been forced to make a choice, then that will shorten the time. Before it was if everybody chose one or the other, it shortened it. And this now is going to work a bit differently, so pretty exciting. In the mission info tooltip, the order has been adjusted so that additional rewards are displayed before the main rewards. It's good to see. You can now proceed with matchmaking by clicking the infiltration operation icon on the top of the map when in Albion. Exciting. When receiving a Descendant from the research menu, if the Descendant slot is full, you can now quickly purchase a single slot. So speeding up the process is good because it was kind of confusing. If you didn't have a slot, you were like, "Wow, what's going on?" You know, you had to try to navigate over and buy a slot. It wasn't helpful. Research target setting release has been improved so that it can be set and released at any time, regardless of the research status. It's good. We get locked into a circle there. Occasionally it was bugged. Research item menu in the library will be improved to allow detailed viewing of research material for each list. So good. Tooltips and inventory for consumables, including enhancement materials and core materials, will be updated to display research material information directly as well. For consumable items that can only be acquired through research in the consumable inventory, etc., you can now view detailed research information in the inventory. Oh, that's cool. Preset slot increased details have been added to the mastery rank benefits. A sale ended label has been added to the tooltips for discontinued skin items to indicate purchase availability. Pretty helpful if that's inside the UI. The text in the exclude from junk filter has been adjusted to improve for ease of use. If no challenge objective are set for the main menu, the event tab will now be prioritized and displayed by default. Very cool. So others, some control keys in the console pads been modified. I'm not really a console player, but you can navigate there and read that if you like. Bug fixes, well, I should say it's just about to do with the tooltips, to change the way the tooltips work, and they change the reactor enhancement level adjustment key. Those are the main things. Let's see. Bug fixes. Fix some terrain where characters would get stuck in the infiltration operations fortress quarantine zone. Fix some of the terrain. That's pretty important because I think that was going to be coming up soon. Fix some of the terrain where characters get stuck in the infiltration operations Kingston Magistrate's lab. I haven't gotten stuck anywhere, but if you have, drop us a note in the comments. Fix cases of failing to join allies in the infiltration operation of Sterile Land, Unknown Laboratory, Agna Desert, Caligo Ossuary, and the Asylum. Fix an issue where characters got stuck and couldn't move between battle zones or movement paths during infiltration operations. And I haven't seen any of that yet, but fix some of the terrain where characters get stuck in lots of different places, basically, is what this is talking about. Fix an issue in the field, White Knight Gulch shipment base, Volga's strategic outpost, where leaving the outpost area was not recognized as a mission departure. It could be helpful in some cases. Fix some of the terrain where characters would get stuck. Again, fix the case where joining allies failed in the invasion Sterile Land Unknown Laboratory. Fix an issue where surrounding monsters did not react when a monster identified an enemy. Fix an issue where commander monster Begsy's barrier could not block attacks coming from behind. I'm not sure what that is. Descendants. We fixed an issue where the animation effect is displayed even when hit by allies firearm from a player own, not you, but one of your friends when using Haley's skill module cryogenic cluster shot. So that's kind of strange. Fixed an issue where the shoulder launcher was not exposed when using time bomb skill while wearing some of Asimo's skin. Fix an issue where defend object could be recovered. Its health could be recovered by Eugen's hyperactive healing ground skill. It's pretty. I didn't even know that was a thing, but that would have been kind of fun. Fix an issue where the max expandable range notation was missing on the contagion ring skill information window for Freyna and Ultimate Freyna. And fix a notation of max expandable range was missing in the plague body armor skill information when wearing toxic simulation and the skill module Freyna and Ultimate Freyna. Fix an issue where max expandable range of toxic puddle was also missing, so for the room of trauma. Fix an issue where the value of continuous damage section of waterway was fixed at level 1 in the information window for Valby and Ultimate Valve. I guess it's Ultimate. The notation method, numerical calculations for the Ultimate Weapon's unique ability information window has been unified. So it's just cleaned up some things there. Cleaned up some other UI issues. I'm just looking to see if there's anything really important here. Fixed an issue where Jaber's thighs appeared constricted when wearing his gentleman's skin and summer vacation skin, and fixed an issue where the thighs seam of Ultimate Freyna's toxic pant disposal suit skin looked unnatural during the belly button salute and grotesque zombie emote. Okay. Fixed an issue where some borders of Luna's pool party skin bottoms looked empty. And let's see. Fix an issue when the character would intermittently move when switching to another window while playing with a pad on a PC. I don't know what that means. Fix an issue where an issue was an issue where the descriptions of small devil wings and small angel wings were changed, which are included in the limited skin glaze Albion Medical Support Corps and Bunny's Albion Medical Support Corps bundles. So very good. So look, I think they put a lot of effort into this update. This is tremendous. I was not expecting quite as many things to change. Certainly the mod changes are great, being able to farm those mods. I think the module socket type auto application in the menus is great. I think that's amazing. And obviously the reactor is something we've been waiting on for a long time. So having said all that, let's take a step back into the game and take a look at some of this stuff. Oh, wrong way. Where am I going? No, it's not ready yet. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna make a break point here. I'm gonna basically say goodbye. So thank you for subscribing. Thank you for if you have. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. I'll make a quick break here, and then I'll have a separate video on getting directly into some of the different activities that we're going to look at, which include, a deep dive into the reactor changes and a deep dive into the menu changes. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you're continuing in the stream, we enjoy having you here, and we'll continue on. Thank you.